Buhari is the real enemies of the Igbos, because in 2022 the court released Nnamdi Kanu discharged and acquitted, and I will show you it was on the Sun newspaper. I'm going to show you that on the screen, my viewers. But Buhari refused to let him go, and President Tinubu has continued where Buhari stopped in doing the same thing for Nnamdi Kanu. That's what the Igbos are saying. But if you are watching for the first time, kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel, on notifications, drop a comment, click the like button, and also share this video to others. Biafran evangelist this morning, what can you say about Buhari's attitude towards the Igbos in government, and what did Igbos do wrong to Buhari?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you're watching us from. I remember humble self, the Biafran evangelist Benjamin Johnson is a snatchy. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, not arrested, but was kidnapped from Kenya by Muhammadu Buhari's government down to Nigeria. And after being kidnapped, and you know what kidnapping is all about. Kidnapping is against the law. Kidnapping is a criminal offense. Kidnapping is a terrorist act. And anything terrorism is against the law. And that was the act of Muhammadu Buhari government towards Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And according to the law, and by the law, under his government, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, in the court of law, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, appears in the court and proved and defended himself. And at the end of the day, he won in the court. But being an Igbo man never get justice in Nigeria because of what the hatred that they have upon the Igbo people. Because the enviness they have against the Igbo people. Out of this tribalistic hatred that they have against the Igbos. Listen and listen good. When Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was discharged and acquitted, Muhammadu Buhari refused to allow him to go, because to him it was a serious slap on a national leader, being the president of Nigeria. As at that time, he called DSS illegal to do what? To apprehend Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and he was apprehended and he was arrested and detained under the DSS against the law again. Then on this watch, that is why we the Easterners are saying that Buhari hated us so much. And not only this, what Muhammadu Buhari did in 1969-1970, after the ending of the war, the civil Nigerian Biafran war, Buhari in the disguise, this thing took place in the axis of the Delta side. He gathered all the Igbos in the name of what? That they want to celebrate and make peace, to generalize the peace. Unknowingly and unfortunately for the Igbos, the Eastern and the Biafrans, Buhari called them out on fateful day and do what? Set everybody on early grave, him and his men, with a gunshot. Do you understand? And now, the same Muhammadu Buhari, under his watch, have ruled and passed. Then the successor, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, another hater of the Igbos, have taken the case from where Muhammadu Buhari have left it, in the name of what? Hatred, which he has or they had against the Igbos.
So the Bola Tinubu said that is a lover of the Igbos, because he was in Anambra State where they even gave him a chieftain's title. Soludo invited him, and he said he's a lover of the Igbos and he would do everything possible to make the Igbos feel wanted in Nigeria. But then the question is that do you ever think that under his government, Nnamdi Kanu may be released? But people say that it's for politics, that maybe when the 2027 election is coming there, he may decide to release him, probably for the Igbos to vote for him, but we still don't know. What do you think that Tinubu will be thinking now about Nnamdi Kanu's release?
Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, being an Igbo man, Igbophobia, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is never a lover of Igbo people.
When he was the governor of Lagos, he appointed an Igbo man Ben Akabweze to be a commissioner. He said that he loved the Igbo people.
Listen to me and listen very good. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is playing politics. Because if Bola Ahmed Tinubu cannot revisit the case of Abba Kyari, why is he now revisiting the case of Nnamdi Kanu? If the mighty Allah could be working freely, why should Nnamdi Kanu be going to court? If Igbo can go to London and submit what is it called? Oduduwa whatsoever, Republic, and is moving freely, what is Nnamdi Kanu doing in the Nigerian DSS? If he say he loves Igbo. The same Nnamdi Kanu that showed a video that Nnamdi Kanu instigated what? Violence in Nigeria. The same statement Nnamdi Kanu made was the statement T.Y. Danjuma made. Arise and defend yourself. The DG of the DSS, Director General of the DSS, made the same statement. And all these people that made this statement, who said the same thing which Nnamdi Kanu said, they are working freely because they are not an Igbo. Why should Nnamdi Kanu appear in the court today? If Bola Ahmed Tinubu actually love the Igbos, and most people supposed to be behind bars because they have made the same statement that landed Nnamdi Kanu in DSS.
Yes, even the breaking news. Nnamdi Kanu has arrived in the court. He's currently in court and they are having their sitting. So it's a breaking news. And like I said on this matter, we're going to give you the latest news as it comes regarding the issue of Nnamdi Kanu. But Igbos are saying that holding Nnamdi Kanu is still like they have declared a second civil war against the Igbos. Do you agree with that?
Of course, totally I agreed. This is a second civil war. And as you can see what is happening, like I was saying, Nnamdi Kanu have not done or said anything different from what many Nigerians have said. You could see the other man from the north threatening a whole president. You can see the son of El-Rufai threatening Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and it's working freely. Nothing happened. But if Igbo man should say so, utter such statement, they will hunt for him and they will hunt for his life. Look at the Igbo day that is coming. May 30th. Sidious Musa and his boys are marching up that it must know who. But they are not marching up to stop Boko Haram that is killing them in the north. Some few days ago, do you know how many, that was yesterday, do you know how many military quarters that the Boko Haram vandalized and took over in Borno State? Where is Sidious Musa? And they look at the June 12th. The June 12th coming up next month. Yorubas are preparing for it and nobody is saying anything. But we the Igbos are preparing for our own May 30th to remember, our own foreign heroes. Sidious Musa and Nigerian government are Muslim themselves. That it must know who. That is to tell you the Igbophobia of a thing we are talking about. Nnamdi Kanu have not said anything. Thank God those that testified against him in the court did not even testify with anything, allegedly to be terrorist element or instrument or items. But in Nigeria, you can see both the herdsmen and whatsoever, they have never been called terrorists. And they have been acting. They have been, discomforting every citizen of Nigeria because they are seen as what? As Nigeria. You can see in newspaper today that Igbos can never be, they should forget anything about ruling Nigeria, a kind of becoming president. They have outlined that one completely. That means Igbos are no longer a citizen of Nigeria. So let them go. We are fully prepared and we are fully ready to go. Nigeria is not does not worth dying for. I can sacrifice myself for the darkness when I have a light to embrace. When I see the light coming, instead of me to embrace light and you expect me to end in the darkness, God forbid. Do you understand me? So this is the civil war, the second part B of the civil war. And explain, Bola Ahmed Tinubu have already made a vow and promised that he will continue from where Muhammadu Buhari stopped. And as you can see it, he's continuing it in Igbo, on Igbos.
But the question is that does the Igbos have a future in Nigeria? Because we saw an Igbo man like that was last week. He said that Biafra is too late. is no longer, he's an Igbo man, he's a chief. He said Biafra is too late, Biafra is no longer achievable. And they asked him why. He said because the Igbos have invested in all parts of Nigeria. So they should abandon Biafra and find a way to come and join the other part of Nigeria. Do you think that that anything that Igbo should abandon Biafra now? It is too late because they have invested in all parts of Nigeria.
You know, permit me to use this word. That man, whether you call him chief or whatsoever, is speaking in the axis of ignorance. You know, ignorance is a very huge, it's a very big disease. It's a huge sickness. Ignorance. He's speaking in the angles of ignorance. You invested in Nigeria does not mean that you shouldn't have your own state or your own country. Many Nigerians invested in Germany. Many Nigerians have their investment in London. Many Nigerians have their investment in Kenya, Ethiopia, in various places. And I bet you, as we speak now, Carlo, the former governor of Abia State, Ojo Carlo, his own airways, either in Tanzania or one of the African countries, is there. So your investment in Nigeria shouldn't be a criteria or an excuse for you not to own your own country or fight for your own country. And if he said it's too late, that means he doesn't know what he's saying. This is the best time to stand for Biafra, and this is the best time to fight for it. Because the world have advanced beyond what beyond the level of killing this kind of ideology. The world is technically and more developed in terms of, you know, science and technology, in terms of knowledge, in terms of
Ibrahim Traore has finally expelled Fulani S-men in Burkina Faso. It's been alleged. What do you have to say about that? You have evaluated this morning.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you're watching us from. I remember my humble self, that Biafran evangelist, and I will continue to speak the truth. Captain Ibrahim Traore has finally expelled the Fulanis in his country. And he said the reason why he expelled them, you know, so many attempts of his assassin, you know, over 20 or over 25 times now, they have tried to assassinate him. Who are the elements or instruments being used to achieve that dream, which they failed? Is the Fulanis in Burkina Faso. And remember before now that the Fulani herdsmen have killed over 300 Burkina Faso babes in Burkina Faso country under the watch of Captain Ibrahim Traore. And on this note, he decided to do what? To ban them. And the other day, there were some of them, like about 100 of them, or more than that, was killed. And the people are saying that they are civilian. How do you know that they are civilian? What makes you think that they are civilian? How did you know? Because the people carrying this killing of 18 in Burkina Faso, you understand? In Burkina Faso, are not written. Their name is not. It is not written on their faces that this ones, if they are passing now, they will say, "Oh, this one is terrorist." They don't write it like that. And all these people, they have
all Fulanis are not terrorists now. It's not possible.
Listen to me. All Fulanis are not what? Terrorists. But how did you differentiate the terrorists from non-terrorists among them? How do you differentiate it, and how can you differentiate it? And let me tell you this, early to bed, early to wake, it is better now. Captain Ibrahim Traore stand up on his ground to stop them because of what? Tomorrow, look at what is happening in Nigeria. Let him use, or I believe he's using the mistake that Nigeria have made to correct Burkina Faso. It doesn't want the case of Burkina Faso to be escalated and become nonsense and become a useless, a place not to be relied upon, just like Nigeria. As you can see now, many Nigerians are jackpying because of these incessant killings. Many Nigerians are no longer comfortable. Many Nigerians will no longer have peace. Many Nigerians are angry. over what is happening. As you can see now in Nigeria, both the DG, the former governor, everybody, the ministers, everybody are coming up, defend yourself. Anyhow you can defend yourself. Police cannot be everywhere, army cannot be everywhere. Arise and these are the kind of song you want Captain Ibrahim Traore, you know, and his people to be singing in his country. No, he doesn't need such music. It is better he curb them now that it is early, before they will go out of hand. Do you understand me? So those people that Ibrahim Traore men by are terrorists, as far and as long as I am concerned. And let me tell you, when you ask the military personnel in Burkina Faso, what did they tell you? They said that they killed terrorists, Fulani terrorists. That's the people that they killed. See, over there it's not like Nigeria, because in Nigeria here, look at the one they call hunters. The same hunters have turned to hunt human beings. In Europe, remember after the jungle justice of 16 of them, they said they were hunters coming from this, going to this. You are traveling and you are carrying gun. What are you doing with the gun? And at the end of the day, what happened? After some days, the same hunters, about 4 of them, was caught in a hotel. What is a hunter doing in a hotel? And after some days again, the same hunters caught in the hotel hunt a whole family, mother, father, and daughter and son, and they begin to demand for ransom.
Yeah, we saw in Ghana last month where the mayor of Accra said, if you see any Fulani cow roaming about the streets, you can slaughter the cow and use for pepper soup. We've seen in South African Republic, CAR, it means Central African Republic, how they have banned the Fulanis. Why can't Nigeria ban the Fulani S-men? I'm talking about S-men from grazing on people's farm, or instead build a ranch for them. Why are we still practicing a system of grazing that's as old as in the olden days, instead of doing this new thing? Why are the Fulani so powerful in Nigeria?
Fulani become so powerful in Nigeria because Nigeria give them the hand to become powerful. Because the people who saw this vision coming, who saw this dream coming, who saw this Fulanization coming, who saw this jihadist colonialism coming, they stood against it. Including the Yorubas, they join hands together and say this is Igbophobia. And Igbophobia, they say this is Biafran coup, Igbo coup. The coup that took place in 1966, they call it Igbo coup. And when I said it, and I brought the list to Philip TV when they invited me, and I showed the list, how many were the generals, the people involved in that coup? There were 14 in number. 4 Yorubas, 2 Igbo, Ifajuna, 1 Efik, 1 Bini, 2 Fulanis. But at the end of the day, they target what? Igbo coup. When I said it, nobody believed it. Until when IBB, Ibrahim Bababosi Babangida, now one of his book, he put it there. It was written in one of his books. That's when Nigerians begin to believe on that which I have seen. So Nigeria have allowed themselves to be swallowed. You understand? They have allowed themselves to be captured by these Fulani people. So Nigeria do not have remedy again over the Fulanis. The only thing and the only option for this Fulanization, for Nigeria to be redeemed and to be delivered from the hands of Fulanization, is to break up. Take it or you leave it. Everybody go your way. Let Nigeria stay and let Biafra stay. Then if Oduduwa too, because Oduduwa too, Oduduwa Congress, that's the Yorubas too, contributed to this. Because they believe that they are the one after Fulani, they are the next to benefit from the government. Igbos are not benefiting, that is why they are complaining. We are not complaining because we are not benefiting, because God is still blessing the Igbos. Igbos are still waxing strong, waxing great. Anywhere they find themselves, you can see, even in Lagos State, you can see them waxing stronger. That is the nature of Igbo man, the blessings from the Lord. But if you look at what happened. They are killing. Why I say Yorubas are contributing to this? Nnamdi Kanu is going to court. Mighty Allah is working freely. Nnamdi Kanu under DSS Abakari is traveling and coming freely. Nobody is disturbing him. Herdsmen are moving here and there, taking people's life and destroying property. But IPOB, they call them what? Indigenous people of Biafra, they call them what? Terrorists. That is Nigeria for you. Under which what? Under which government? Under Yoruba man government. They were called and tagged what? The terrorists again. You know, when the Fulani was there, we believe that we are enemies. Our enemies can give us any name. But now, what about now that Yoruba man has become the president of Nigeria? The same thing come up. What is the herdsmen? Look at the damn kill. Yesterday, it was yesterday in Borno. How many of the military lodges was the military was dislodged yesterday? About 4 of their camp was dislodged, and about 4 military was killed yesterday in Borno State. What is federal government doing? What have they said? Nothing. But they are mustering themselves against the Igbos. If you mention IPOB in Nigeria, we will come against it. It's against the law. But you can mention Mighty Allah. You can mention Fulani herdsmen. They are the one that have freedom. But Nnamdi Kanu to end in DSS.
But Mighty Allah threatened yesterday. It's on the papers. It's even on this platform, so you can go and watch it. Mighty Allah threatened, if you injure any of our herdsmen, we will declare total war against you. Yet Allah said that.
Mighty Allah declare total war against anybody that injure or touch any Fulani person, any herdsman. They are threatening in the government of Yoruba man. And nothing has happened. But the Yorubas and the Nigerian army, they are threatening Igbos because we want to do what? Give respect to our fallen heroes. Come May 30th of this very month, in this very year, they are mustering up. Say that kind of thing should not be held. But they are holding June 12th, and they forget that the June 12th they are talking about, somebody paid the price. Igbo man paid that price to announce. Do you know what it means under the military for somebody to come out and announce the winner in June 12th? Under the military regime, somebody sacrificed his life to do that. He risked himself to do that. But in National Assembly, they said that such a person should be given a national honor.
He said no.
And they said no. All the senators, the Yoruba senators, the Hausa senators stood up and said no, that it doesn't deserve it. After all, what did he do? That is so new. But the same June 12th now, as I'm talking to you, some people now are already telling Bola Ahmed Tinubu to pay Abiola family some certain amount of money.